What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Blakkavellie Show. I'm your host, Brian, and this is
John.
just John.
I'm just John today.
Maybe it should just John.
I'm just John.
Is that taken? Can we use that?
I don't know.
We should do that.
We'll find out.
Yeah. So, yeah. Today's show is gonna be kind of a tribute show. We're gonna do a quick tribute because today is October 4th, and today is the day that my stepdad passed away last year. This is his 1 year death anniversary. And I woke up this morning to lots of memories and dedications to my stepdad. And then I found out, this is the hitter, my cousin passed away this morning.
Oh, dang. Which one?
Cool man.
Who?
Cool man.
Which one's that one?
Jenkins.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Dang.
Yeah.
What happened?
He was really sick for a long time.
Is that the one I was telling you about not so long ago? We were talking about that he was sick?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Found that out like 6 o'clock this morning.
Dang.
I was like, man. And then today is my cousin's birthday, and she passed away last month on September 4th. So, yeah. Today is just, I knew it was going to be a heavy day just because we had this planned and what the topic of the day was going to be, which the topic is going to be nostalgia with a hint of necromancy. And I think like that's a really good thing to talk about for today, and plus we're about to go into Halloween, so like I think it's gonna be really good. But so first I want to give a shout out to my stepdad. He passed away October 4th, 2021. So I think it was around the same time that I found out. I think he passed away like 11 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. And then shout out to Cool Man, passed away this morning. And shout out to my cousin D, who passed away September 4th. Today's her birthday. So happy birthday. And yeah, that's enough of the, I'm being here crying, man.
I know you come from a big family, so like for me, like when somebody dies, not that it's different from what you like, it's all about how close you are.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, I be having family that pass away that I'm not really close to, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
It's sad, but at the same time, you're like, I have had people that I wasn't really close to that I grew up with that passed away. That kind of hits me hard
Mm-hmm.
because I start thinking a lot about like the mortality of everything and
Yeah.
just like you know, like this kid that I grew up with from like I don't know from it was I think we graduated junior high school together and we went to school for a while. Him and his sister went to my school, and he was like Romanian or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, he was a cool cat. You know what I'm saying? He was weird though. He had some things going on like that was weird. But anyway, he was a cool cat, and they gave a really nice tribute to him. This dude that I knew we went to school with, uh, he gave a really nice tribute to him, and I was like, dang, it was a nice like long like I was like, I hope when I pass away, somebody's around to give me that kind of tribute. That was nice. It was nice, And he gave a lot of insight to the type of person he was and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool, And I always, like I said, going back to the family and everything like that, and I came from a smaller family, so when people pass away, it hits us really hard, or it doesn't,
Yeah.
because growing up in a small family, you have or like not being around everybody that because I probably got as much and as many cousins as you have,
Mm-hmm.
but because I didn't grow up real tight like that,
Right.
my small circle of family that I did grow up with is what really matters the most.
Yeah.
And then the ones I recently met that I created strong bonds with are that's there because it's real fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But like with you got such a huge family, and it gets to that point where it's
And we
like
all live in a small community, so
yeah. So I'm from New York, so being in Oklahoma and not being around my family as much is like it's tough. Now here I have my wife's family
Mm-hmm.
that when somebody passes away, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So that kind of hits hard. But you know, I understand. I knew Eddie. You know, I knew him. So, and he was a pretty good, cool cat. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good dude. Made some bomb ass barbecue, bro. He made some pretty good food.
I don't even really eat barbecue anymore.
Because of him? Because he made it
Just
all the time?
no, I mean, kinda, but like, I don't know, like, just it's not the same.
It's not the same. Does it remind you of him, you think? Is it something that, like, you're like,
Like
man?
everything reminds me of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went to the store one day and Mackenzie was like, "What do you want to? What kind of barbecue sauce you want?" And I was like, "What other kind of barbecue sauce is there?" It's just Head and Country, you know. Like that's what we always use, Head and Country Original. And yeah, but yeah, like no barbecue tastes as good as what he made. There's always a compare. It's like
I never asked
comparing
Eddie if he ever made
something.
his own barbecue sauce. Did he ever make his own
No,
barbecue sauce?
no, he never made his own barbecue sauce. He had a friend that made barbecue sauce, and I
It's
think
really
my
not difficult
uncle
to
made.
make like a basic barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Really?
Yes, I've done it
I've
before. I've
never
actually
done
made some really good barbecue sauce, but the problem was I didn't write down like the ingredients because it was the first time I made
He
it.
made
And I
his
was
own
like,
seasoning
okay,
or his own rub,
yeah,
but
I
he didn't
guess.
do barbecue
Yeah, a
sauce.
lot of people do that stuff. That's
Hmm.
mixing things together and stuff like that. Just
Hmm.
kind of like because cooking is an art, you know.
But again, he didn't write that
Yeah.
down.
So it
Yeah.
was like I know I put this in there. I know I put that in there. I'm just do that. And
Yeah.
that's yeah, okay. It's
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, there was times where we would mess around with stuff in the kitchen when I was in the military and I was a cook. I remember this one dude made some like seasoning. He seasoned his chicken. He was like, they were like, "Damn, that's real good." He goes, "Yeah," and he kept on putting stuff in it. And he was like, "Check it out." And he's like, "Oh nah,
You
you
just
messed it
messed it
up."
up.
And he's like, "Hold on, okay, there it is." And he's like, nah, it still ain't there yet.
Oh
You had
man.
it, and then you lost it. Yeah, you just went to, you know what I mean?
Went
But
too
that's how it
far.
is. That barbecue sauce I made was dope, and it was real. It started with the basic, I want to say,
Was it tomato based? Or
yeah,
yeah.
tomato base, but it was like, and I was in the military, so we didn't always have like all the ingredients that we could
Yeah.
use. We had a bunch of like seasonings that we could throw in there, but we had, I think it was, I want to say mustard, ketchup, and then oh man, it was like different. I want to say maybe sugar, and you
Hmm.
start throwing in other seasonings because you want to give it that sweet flavor. So you could throw
Yeah.
honey in there and stuff like that. But you throw other like garlic and
Did you ever
pepper,
use brown sugar in it?
brown sugar. Duh, that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Brown sugar, not white sugar. Brown
Brown
sugar.
sugar,
So
babe.
yeah, yeah. But I made some barbecue sauce one time, and I did, I don't know what it was we cooked exactly, but that I made the barbecue sauce for. But we needed barbecue sauce. We didn't have any. I was like, we got a barbecue sauce. How are we gonna make this meal? And I remember my sergeant was like, "You're gonna make barbecue sauce." I was like, "How the hell we do that?" And he told me, he's like, "Here's the recipe card, whatever." Broke it down. So yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, that was cool. But yeah, like I said, he was a good dude, man. His stepdad was a cool dude. He was all right, He was a good
yeah.
guy. He hooked me up with a couple of free meals every once in a while when he would do
Hmm.
that. I just tried to support him as much as I could when he was out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
So,
He was a very big hearted, kind hearted person. But yeah. So to stay on topic a little bit, I wrote this whole little outline.
So necromancy
Necromancy.
is that? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like communicating with the dead.
Yes.
And then some people do that to mostly try to predict the future. I know, like, there's
Yes.
a basic definition.
Yes. So
And
necromancy is communicating with the dead to try to gain something.
mhm.
A lot of people think that like some people associate necromancy with like general, for instance, if they smell a fragrance that someone that deceased used to wear and they think, oh, they came to see me, like, or if they see a baby like laughing at a wall and they're like, oh, so and
I think it just triggers memories.
yeah,
Things are nostalgic
yeah,
like that. They
yeah,
trigger memories.
yeah,
So necessarily. I remember one time I thought I saw my grandmother. This lady in the train station after she passed away. I saw this lady and she had a jacket that like my grandmother would wear.
mm-hmm.
And it was, obviously the jacket, anybody could wear it, but the lady was wearing like clothing that my grandmother would normally wear when she was walking around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she had this red hair that my grandmother had, and I was just like, and I saw her walking from behind, and it was like a movie, like anyway.
Yeah.
So I walked beside her real fast. I looked back, and I was just like,
You ain't
oh,
my
damn,
grandma.
grandma. It was just a
Man.
Chinese lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I swear, I was just like, man, I was just like,
Some Chinese lady.
it hit me hard though. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about that.
So I did look up necromancy both from the world definition and from the biblical definition. And
Excuse me.
so for the world definition, it's communication with the dead or considered black magic,
Mm-hmm.
like voodoo. You know, I ever tell you I had a hex put on me one time?
No. How'd that work out?
I mean, it hasn't.
Okay. So how you know it was put on you?
Because the dude told me that he put a hex on me.
Oh man, real people put hexes on you. They don't want to tell you.
Yeah, I was working at Oklahoma
You
County.
got have a fungus out of nowhere or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Your dog dies weird, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When somebody puts a hex on you, you know how you know?
You find out.
You gonna find out.
Yeah.
Because things that aren't supposed to happen, like somebody put that on me. You know what I'm saying? I need an egg and put it in my bed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He I was working at Oklahoma County, and this dude came in who was drunk, wasted, and he was just being real loud and boisterous and just pissed off. And so they put him in my area where I was doing pat downs, and he was just being real loud. So I finally turned around and was like, "Yo, man, can you chill out? You know, whatever. You just stop. You know, I'm trying to work here. You pissing off people that I'm trying to, keep calm and everything. You ain't making the situation any better."
Mm-hmm.
So he got mad. So they moved him, and he pissed off the nurses. So they moved him back, and he said a whole bunch of stuff in like Creole or something. And then he was like, "I put a hex on you." And I was like, "Good. Maybe you'll shut up now." And I went on, kept doing my job. Just ignored him the most I could. I think I finally went off, yelled at him, and then they took him to do fingerprints. They brought him back, and he was sober up a little bit. He was like, "Man, you know what? I put a spell on you." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he was like, "I take it back. I can see that you're a Christian and you got like this aura around you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me." And I was like, "You good, man? I don't even know, like I don't believe in that. So whether you put a hex on me or not, it doesn't affect me because I don't believe in it. I don't believe it." So yeah. But the hex was, he said some words, whatever. And then he was like, "Your firstborn is gonna die."
Oh damn.
And I was like, "I don't have any kids." But then like that same year, we had a miscarriage.
Damn.
So I always associated that with the same, like, is that, but was never born. So I don't know. I don't believe in it still, but I guess the thought is there.
And that's so common though to have like a miscarriage.
I know,
But just the fact that he said something like that, and I think that's why a lot of people associate like some stuff that could be a coincidence. I know me.
Yeah.
I don't really give a lot of power to that stuff either, but there was one time that a lady I believe, tried to put some type of black magic on my family, and we had these birds that we inherited from
you told me about that.
When my grandmother passed away. She had these finches, and from what I know about finches, they're pretty like uh, the way they mate. They like to mate with other finches that have a really strong immune system. That's like their thing. So what they find attractive about the opposite sex is their immune system. The way they could tell is by their beaks. They're like really bright orange, red, almost. And
Kind of like
so
a cardinal. Well, cardinal beaks aren't, but like the male cardinal is real colorful.
so and it's just their beak. These are zebra finches, by the way. And so anyway, we had a bunch, and they were alive forever.
He had like 7 of them, didn't he?
Yeah. And one day, like, couple of the older ones passed away. That was, expected, but it was like
Mm-hmm.
one died and another died. But then the young ones were thriving. They were pretty good. One day, they were all,
Did you leave the window open?
nope. No
You didn't do
window
like Martin.
open, no gas, nothing.
My
No.
mama
Well, we had
birthday.
screens in the window and stuff like that, and then it wasn't cold or nothing. It was, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It was like
It got
it
too
was like
hot.
spring. No, it wasn't even hot in the house. We didn't turn the heat on for nothing. We paid electric, bro. That was
Yeah, but
expensive.
it was if
It
it was
was,
hot outside and y'all didn't raise the
we
windows
didn't
that
do
day.
nothing normal, like nothing out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were pretty well taken care of. My mom, God bless her, has some really bad OCD. So anything that's off in the house, she will
Mm-hmm.
pick up real quick.
Hmm.
From the air quality to like,
Dang.
yeah. She's like,
She should work for the
"What's that smell?"
EDQ.
I'll be like, "What smell? Who moved this?" She'd be like, "Who moved this? Who moved this microphone?" I'd be like, "Sorry."
It wasn't even
I
moved.
couldn't even tell it was moved. You know what I mean? Like, no, it would have been moved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, she was right. She wasn't wrong. No, that she could tell. Like we had this plant that had moved one time, messing around with stuff. She came home from work and she knew like the leaves weren't sitting right.
Oh my
It was hard
gosh.
to tell. I couldn't tell. I was like, "What's
Oh
wrong?"
my
She said, "Who moved my plant?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was just like, "I was like, how the hell did you know I did that?"
god. So you be moving stuff just to test her.
No, I moved stuff and I remember I moved it, but I didn't think that anybody else would figure it out. But she figured it out real quick. She'd be
Yeah.
like, "What's this? What's that? What's that?"
I would move it
Very
just to
OCD.
test her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
We used
I'm
to get
pretty
in
sure
trouble
she
a
still
lot
got the
as
gift.
kids.
Her house be like a museum sometimes. It's like you can't touch nothing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, "Whoa."
She got the plastic over the
No.
furniture.
But you just, she just knows.
No.
You can't touch that because she knows where everything's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be. Excuse me, man. I'm just tired today. Apparently, yawning all the time or something.
You woke up at 3 o'clock this morning.
I know. I did.
Hey, Mackenzie woke up at like 3 o'clock this morning too.
Oh.
I made her go back to bed. I was like, it's too early. You need to go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
She up on her phone, telling me I can't go to sleep.
That's kind of how it is. Like you just awake and then you just like.
I know. I do that sometimes too. I wake up in the middle of the night and I just check my phone. And
That's
I'm
my
like,
natural clock because that's usually around the time I wake up for work and
for
stuff.
work.
So
Yeah.
wake up for work, let the dog out, and everything. So
Yeah. I ain't got no natural clock. My natural clock is you get up whenever you want. So I got an alarm clock to make sure I'm up. So at least I'm at work in the door on time. and it's not even like I wake up too late. Sometimes I just procrastinate leaving the house. Like I got a set time that I'm like, I'm not leaving until this time because I don't want to be hanging out and just there if I don't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Gotcha.
But, I guess I could probably get there a little bit earlier.
I'll let the boss know you're trying.
Yeah. I'll try. I'll try this week, starting tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll try.
Tomorrow's a new day.
I'll
You hear that, everybody? Tomorrow's a new day.
It's a new day.
Over a new leaf.
And like, if I do get there early, I'm just like, this is stupid.
I think it's just you're not a morning person, probably.
I am a morning person. I'm just not
always. You be coming in
I'm not a dark morning person.
What does that mean?
Like, before the sun's up.
Oh.
It's still midnight to me.
So if you wake up and the sun's up, you're like...
Yeah, I wake up like, oh, it's a beautiful day. The birds are singing,
Whatever.
But if the sun,
I don't care when I wake up. I'd be like... It takes me a while to get going, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be like, all right.
It don't take me a while. Like, Mackenzie always get mad at me because I wake up and I just roll out the bed. And I'm like, let's go. And she's like, how do you do that? She's like, I got to wake up and I got to sit and I got to have my quiet time and all this and
I
that.
got a quiet time, but it takes me a while to not be like a jerk. Like, to not be like, what? Huh? What?
I'm always a jerk, so.
No, you're not.
Yeah, whatever. Sometimes. It depends on the people I'm around. Depends on if I'm going to be a jerk. And sometimes I'll be like.
That's true. I can see you being around people and specific people and you're like, yeah. You're just like, I'm like, bro, chill out. Calm down, bro. I'm like, can we just be all right?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's just a time of the day or a full moon or something.
No, it's people.
It's people.
It's people. It's you around people.
So,
so real quick, one of those things like about the whole, I do have like this small belief that animals will protect you, and I believe those fishes, those birds, I
Oh yeah.
believe they caught whatever umfufu somebody was putting on us.
Oh,
That's what I
they
believe.
caught it and they.
Because it's not natural for those
Oh,
birds to die like that all at once. It's kind of really difficult,
yeah.
like all of them.
Wow,
So then we had a few.
that makes
So
sense.
yeah. So I believe they probably caught something. Then later on, my mom did get sick. So you know, and it's one thing probably
She
not
didn't have
had
any
nothing to do with
birds to
another.
protect her.
Well,
Damn,
I guess you can say that. So now we
that's
got a lot of
crazy.
animals for the most part. So
Hmm. We got a cat. That's
I
it.
got 2 cats, 3 dogs.
We got a cat.
So that's a lot for me. That's a hell
She
of a
wants
lot.
another cat. Just not a cat person.
Cats ain't too bad. Your cat's kind of, I don't know. My cat's all right. I got one of them that's real cool and chill, and the other one's kind of like, don't talk to me. I don't really care about you like that. I'm just gonna be, I'll be here. Make sure there's food when I need it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But the other one you see around all the time, man. My cat, my oldest one, like will come and break into my room to let me know that the dog needs to go outside. I swear,
How'd you
he'll come
train
into
that?
my room and let me know that the kids are awake. I didn't train the cat, but it's like, and it's not like it's so weird because I noticed this the other day. Okay,
That's like
this
a.
dude like opened the door and stood at the doorway. It was just like, hey, you don't hear that? He didn't come in or nothing. He just stared at me. And I'm just
Until
laying
you
in the
got
bed
up.
looking at him like, and he's just like, "Meow." I was just like, huh? And then he just walked away. And I was just like, and then all of a sudden I hear the dog kind of barking around or whatever, like he wants to go outside. So I get up. I let him outside. And he does his business. And I was like, damn, the dog's supposed to
Wow.
go. And then one time he did it, and like my son was crying, and he had a nosebleed.
Oh man,
And I was like, oh man.
that's
I was
crazy.
like, huh.
I wonder if a cat could be trained to do stuff like that.
They just know when there's like negative energy around, bro. I tell you, they know that stuff. Because anytime I get mad or I start yelling around or something like that, I get pissed off, or my wife are arguing, he'll be like, hey man. He like comes over to me. He's like, chill out.
Wow.
You know? Like he's like, just chill.
Wow.
You
So
know?
he's a most emotional support animal
Apparently. I didn't know that. I wasn't trying to make him like that. He
and
is.
and a
The other
service
one don't
animal.
care about nothing. The other one's just there. The other one can go. We
Mm,
don't even want the other one at this point. The
that's
other one's
cool.
just like,
I think this one. I think Binks is a emotional support animal, or he was. Now he just really don't care.
okay.
Yeah,
No, Shadow's, that's my boy, bro. Like, I
yeah,
couldn't get rid of him. I almost killed him one time.
yeah. You told me.
Yeah, it
Drop the
was,
couch on him.
yeah, I dropped the whole couch.
You
Not even like the little
drop the bombs
couch.
on
I dropped the couch.
him.
The 3-seater. Okay? The recliner 3-seater
So
at
you
that.
took one of his 9 lives.
Oh, yeah. And he was just like a baby, bro. I felt so
Dang.
bad. I couldn't find him, and I was looking for him. I thought he was stuck somewhere. And then my youngest son was crying around. I was stressed, bro. I got like 2 hours of sleep. My wife was at work. I was taking care of the kids, and my son was like a little bit colicky, you know.
Mm.
And he's crying around. I fed him, put him down, trying to get the kids a bath and feed them also, or all this, trying to cook, do all this stuff. And then so my youngest is probably like 2 months, 3 months maybe tops.
Dang.
And so he's trying to feed him, get everything. I said, let me go ahead and feed this cat real quick and find him, figure out where he's at. Went to go give him his food and I couldn't find him. And I was like, man, I haven't seen him since like yesterday. What's going on? Maybe he's dead or stuck somewhere. Struggling, because whatever. And started freaking out, started looking up under the couches. Man, I looked up under the couch real quick, set it down, but I didn't just like set it down, I just like let it go. I was like, man. And so I'm looking around. Damn, I was like, where's the cat? And so I go ahead and look under the couches again. And when I look at the couch, he's there. Like,
Neck broken.
I was just like, what the
But
hell?
they
He had
got
like
such
white
small bones and stuff.
substance
Oh,
coming out of his.
ooh.
Yeah, I was just like, he's
He
dead.
was probably suffocating, like it was like crushing his windpipe or something.
Whatever. It's like his head was squished in his jaw. I was like,
Yep, yep.
I felt so. He couldn't move.
I
Like, he
mean,
was stiff. And I was just like, oh man. And his eyes looked all crazy. I was just like, and so I got scared. I felt so bad. I put him in like an old diaper box,
Oh,
and I was like, he was dead. I'm pretty sure he was dead. Like he wasn't moving or nothing. I was just like, oh man, I wasn't gonna do. I couldn't tell the kids. Hold on, I got to kill the cat by accident.
yeah,
So I go
yeah.
ahead and I put him in the box, threw him in the garage, and I was like, oh my
Just threw him
gosh,
in
I
the
didn't throw him, but I put him in the garage, and just like like So I put him in the garage, and I was freaking out. I was so stressed out and tired, bro. And then my son's crying around. I finally got him to calm down, and the kids, I got the son to eat, gave him a bath, chilled out, and then I went to go like check, and he's still like, I was like, he's dead. That's it.
That's
And I felt so bad.
you didn't even offer mouth to mouth.
No, it's a cat,
That's
bro. He had that
compressions.
stuff come out of his mouth. I figured he was dead. I called my wife and I was like, "Listen, call me back as soon as possible. It's really important. Something happened." And she calls me back. She's like, "What's going on? You okay? What's going on?" And I was like, "I think I killed the cat." I was like, "Shadow's dead." She's like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, I'm so sad. I
I'm
feel
so
bad about it.
sad.
The kids are gonna be mad. This and that. I was just so tired. I was just so tired, and the baby was
Mm,
crying, and then the kids, and this and that,
mm.
and I was like, I went to go check on him. So he just said, "Oh, wait a minute, he's kind of moving around." And I look, he's moving, but he can't move his legs.
Oh,
I was like, "Dang." He was just like, like going like that. I was like, "Oh man." I felt so bad. I said, "I don't know what we're gonna do, but if he's paralyzed, we're gonna have to put him down." I said, "I don't know what we're gonna do." And so, bro, I was crying, bro. I felt so bad. I
so you
figured
got
out.
past cemetery going on over there?
Listen, listen. I went
I
ahead and
ain't
I
going
hung
back.
up on her. I said, "We'll figure it out." You know what I'm saying? And so I started talking to her. I started looking at the cat. I started to see if I could feed him, give him water. Finally,
Give it some
nothing,
milk.
nothing. He was just like drunk, just.
It's like I'm dead.
And then so I know, right? And then next thing you know, he's able to sit up on his front legs, but his back legs, like they were just like lame,
Oh,
bro. Yeah, it was
oh.
bad.
And this
And
is one
then
that come and wake you up now.
yeah,
Yeah. See,
bro, he was
that's
paralyzed, bro, for a minute, and then like the
that's
next day he
love.
was fine, but he couldn't really jump up on that. We feed him in we have a closet in our hallway by our bathroom, and
Hmm.
we feed him there. And so like there's a second shelf that he could jump up on. He couldn't, so we had to put on the next shelf over, and then we had to just put it on the floor so he wouldn't jump around. And
Dang,
then he would walk, and it'd be like this, like he had a limp.
dang.
And so now he's fine though, bro. Dude's got some skills, and him and my puppy be fighting and stuff like that. He'd be like, yeah, yeah.
It
So
is. Did y'all declawing?
no, no,
No.
no. We feel like he needs that. That's natural to protect him.
Yeah.
We took his nuts though because that
Yeah.
spray
Yeah.
stuff is whack
Yeah.
when they be
Yeah.
spraying.
Yeah. I don't think
So
we ever made it to that point. I think our cat knew that I wouldn't want to mess with,
mm.
so he was like, "Yeah, I'm not even going to try." Either that, or he just didn't
How
get.
old is he when you got his deals cut?
I think he was less than a year old.
That's good. I think mine's were less
I
than
think
they were
so.
spraying. But what happened too was because we got two of them.
No, he was over a year old.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Because
just
we had two.
turned a ye he just turned 2 years old. Well, when from the time we got him was 2 years ago in September.
Yeah, when we got that second cat, we noticed that they were both like, but it was like they were fighting for territory too.
Oh yeah,
So that's why.
are they both male?
Yep.
Yep.
Man, I didn't know getting
Yeah.
two cats and introducing one to the other, they was gonna fight
Yeah.
like that, bro. They was like UFC, bro.
Apparently, guinea
Every
pigs do that too.
we, bro, these
It's a dominance thing.
listen. I was just like, I wake up in the middle of the night, like, what is that? I thought there was somebody breaking into my house. I look at my cameras in the living room, like, and it's just them just going hard. It was like an anime fight, bro. Like they would power up, and there'd be a low like aura glow around one of them. Their hair color would change and stuff like that. I'm telling you, bro. One of them start levitating. You know?
One goes from tailless to full tail.
Yes. Especially when the moon came out, it was crazy, bro. They was doing kung fu in that mug.
Wow. So just real quick, but the title of this episode is going to be nostalgia, but we will revisit nostalgia later on in another episode where we'll talk about our favorite childhood cartoons, toys, music, and a ton more. So, yeah. I think today we're just gonna do like a little remembrance. Remember the time? Remember the time? Why is
Fell in love. You remember the time
when we first met, girl? Yeah.
Do you remember, girl? What about? What about? Like if you were talking to somebody on the phone, like, do you remember? Do you remember? Like, why? What's
are you
with the
doing
gun
that?
sounds? Like, uh, like, did Michael have PTSD? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he was in the military in another life.
I
He's
mean, he
like,
probably did
do
have.
you remember, girl? What about? What
That was
about?
probably from his dad.
Like
His
he
dad
was.
was probably like, you remember all the time I put you on?
Well,
Where my money at, Mike?
it's just crazy though. He's like, like, what if he was writing a letter in the military, like in Vietnam, in another life? You know what I'm saying?
It's
He
Vietnam.
was in Nam or World War II or World War I in another life. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I'm trying to write this letter to my wife, and like, oh, they're shooting at us. Ah! Do you remember, girl? I'm like, no, I don't. That was.
No.
Are you high? Like, I need you to lay off the painkillers, Mike.
Yeah. Man, that's funny. Uh, so,
Sorry.
so talking about necromancy and what brought up this topic is I was at work and this guy came in to do a fingerprint. No, he came in to do a walkthrough. And whenever I opened the door to let him in, he smelled like cigarettes. And it was such a like
Strong
a
smell.
nostalgic smell, odor, that it made me immediately think of my stepdad. And I was like, oh man, I remember when, like riding down the highway and he got the window down, but the back window's down also, and he flick it and they come in, get you in the eye,
You get
or burn
sparks.
your shirt.
You get 3rd-degree burns in your iris.
So yeah, so it just like
Messed up.
that.
You got just all them embers. Just
Just that odor
messed up.
like brought back so many memories, and I was like, dude, that's what I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write that, and that's what the next show is gonna be about. That's where it came from. Like it literally just happened last week, like Wednesday, and I was like, boom, that's it.
What good times do you remember? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's some funny moments or stuff like that you remember? You gotta have some good memories. Yeah, 'cause,
Oh yeah, I
I
got
think
good
about like when people
memories.
pass away, but I try to think about some like fun stuff. Like that kid, right? The one that passed away. I say kid because I remember him as a child mostly.
Right.
As an adult, we didn't really interact so much.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I remember is that I was out sick for like a week during school, and I came back on Friday, and Friday was like always our test day, quiz day for science. And so I took that test. I studied all week though. I was sick, but I actually studied. I love science though. And so
I hate science.
I love it. I studied. And so I studied and there was bonus questions. You know, you got the regular test and you got bonus questions. I remember our teacher's name was Mr. Ferrara. And he was a pretty cool dude. And he gave us our scores back, gave us our tests back and our scores. And he said, I can't believe it. It's like only 2 of you guys passed. And on top of that, the 2 that did pass, one of them wasn't here the whole week.
Wow.
And I was like, man, who else wasn't here?
Who else?
I was like,
Just
man,
couldn't
I was
believe it
out
was
like
you.
almost the whole week. Who else was it?
Who-
Dang, I can't believe I failed. I was like, damn.
Hey, you know what? I saw a video last night, or maybe it was this morning. It was called Learned Failure or Learned. I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I saw that, and like that is exactly what you just said right there is what this references. And I could not believe it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh man, I got so much stuff on here. Dang it. I ain't gonna find it. But anyway, I'll have to look it up. I know I shared it, so um, I will look it up and I will let you know what it's about. Oh. I got that stuck in my head now. I can't get it out. Oh, here it is right here. It's called Learned Helplessness. Learned Helplessness. And it's basically whenever you come up to a task that you just can't like you can't figure it out within like the first 10 minutes.
So you just, I can't do it.
Yeah.
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 And then somebody helps you. And then so you never really try to do things on your own
Right.
in the first. Yeah. You don't go through that struggle. So let me figure it out. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Learned
I feel like
helplessness.
my daughter be on that. And she's
For
like,
real?
I can't. That's too hard. This and that. And I was like, well, let me take you to the doctor. I give her some fear and something else. Like, we're going to go to the doctor because if you can't do it, that means something's wrong.
What
Like,
my
what?
son
I
be
don't want to
doing?
go to the doctor. Well, then figure it out.
He
And
tells me
it's
to get in the shower and he's like, my hands hurt.
I be telling my daughter to clean. She's like, my legs hurt. My legs hurt, Daddy. I can't clean.
Like immediately.
Oh, you paralyzed?
I'm like, man, I used to do that too as a kid. Like, I don't want to get in the shower. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I remember my mom like stood in there with me one time to make sure I took a shower.
But that's why I think it's important with your kids too, to like when they do well and they're actually doing some stuff that normally kids have a hard time doing, praise the crap out of them. Like praise them, reward them, because let them know it's like, man, you did such a good deal. Like you really helped me. You helped yourself by getting into this routine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm big on trying to do that. You know,
I actually heard once that was not good to do.
What?
To praise them whenever they do something good. Because if you're praising them for doing something good, what are you doing whenever they do something bad or not? You know, like, do you have the same energy for a negative action?
Like beat them? Like,
no, not necessarily, but
because I don't do that.
Like if you're like praising them, like yay, good job, congratulations, blah, give me a high five, you know, whatever, but give me a hug, and then whenever they do something bad, you're like, why'd you do that? Why, you know, you're such a bad, you know.
No, see, I don't know. I'm not like that. No, I just let them know, like, hey, you know, there's disappointments in life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't always do good. Sometimes we mess up too, and sometimes, you know, we have bad days. It's okay because you got tomorrow.
And sometimes we got to remind each other as parents, like this, like you got to tone back a little bit. Like, because sometimes we like, how can we expect our kids to deal with their emotions if sometimes we let our emotions get out of the way?
Or, you know, like my daughter was crying around yesterday about something. I think I got mad at her because we're eating at the table, and she kept talking with her mouth full. I said, stop talking with your mouth full. And that's my fault because we don't eat at the table together a lot. So I get too busy where I got to feed all the kids and do stuff. And then next thing you know, I'm eating by myself.
Right.
So, but I'm getting into the habit of, you know, no electronics at the table, you know what I'm saying? Because we got away from that. And then so yesterday we was all home. So she's like, can we eat at the table together? So yeah, sure. And so we'll eat at the table. And then she wanted to talk and stuff like that. And we were trying to talk, and I was like, you know what? She forgot the concept of when there's food in your mouth, don't talk. And so I was like, you know what? We'll talk after you're done eating. So she's chewing her food. She's still kind of talking a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm having to tell her stop. But then she starts playing around a little bit, and she laughs, and she spits food on me. And I was like, that's gross. And I was like, hey, listen, don't do that. Stop it. I told you to stop, okay? And I didn't, everybody thinks I'm yelling all the time, but I'm not yelling. I'm like a stern voice. Hey, listen, I told you not to do that. Don't do it anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's it. And all of a sudden, don't cry. There's not. You don't need to cry. Stop. That's not an experience. There's a lot of experiences in life that are gonna make you cry, and that's okay. But this is not one of them. All right. This is me just talking to you, and it's still, you know what I'm saying. So I just like I try to explain to her, like, listen, look, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay to cry, but it's, you know, not okay to cry for every little thing. Save your tears for what matters. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But also don't hold it in. If you gotta let it out, let it out. It's not good to hold it in.
that's where it becomes hard as a dad of boys. Is to teach them that it's okay to cry, but don't cry about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, like, I feel like they get a contradictory response. Like they take it like, is it okay for me to cry? Am I allowed to cry? Do I not cry?
Bro, I'm a whole grown man, and I still be confused about when it's okay to cry. Because sometimes I'd be really emotional for no reason.
I don't cry. I haven't like
Man, I need to cry a little bit. It's good for your heart.
I can't say I don't cry because like literally last time I cried was September 4th. When I found out my cousin died. I haven't cried since.
I cry a little bit. I get a little emotional, a little teary-eyed about things. You know what I'm saying? I think about the future, think about things with my kids, and sometimes that gets me teary-eyed. I don't start bawling and like, ugh. But you know, that's about it. When I get really emotional and I'm on a subject where it comes to my family or something like that, or talking about people we miss, things like that, or feeling like some type of way, you know, where I get depressed or something like that, then yeah. But I haven't cried like that in a while. Honestly,
I haven't either.
I've been in a better mood, better place in life, so it's been a little bit less for me. So
I think for me, it's kind of hard for me to show that I'm sad or like let this expression come out. Cause like when I was younger, I was either always alone or I was surrounded by people that I wasn't comfortable with, so I couldn't let my emotions. So I wrote poetry, and so I even wrote a song titled "I Cry," which at the end is like it's kind of like I think it was a Tupac song, like I can't let the tears fall from my eyes, so I gotta make the song cry.
Yeah.
These tears, I think it was. But yeah,
I don't know if it was Tupac though.
it was either Tupac or Scarface. I think it was Scarface.
I need to look it up. I can't remember. I don't really have bash on social media.
Yeah. So if you know the answer to that, you want to chime in, just put something down. Who sung These Tears? I think it was Tupac, to be honest with you. I think that was the song that I'm thinking of. Could be wrong. I'm usually wrong whenever it comes to me and Jonathan.
Is it Jay-Z? I think it's Jay-Z.
What? Was it? That doesn't sound right. I don't even remember. Look up the words. Is that it?
Most incredible, baby. Is Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Jay-Z. I was gonna say because I don't think it was Tupac. I was like, I don't think it was Tupac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Jay-Z.
Shout out to Jay-Z.
I'm sorry I let him make that mistake.
My bad.
But hey, who better be compared to than Tupac? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a long time ago anyway. So
that's all good. Well, you know, I really don't be listening to hip hop like I used to.
I don't either.
I've been trying to get back into it, but new music is such whatever that I'd be trying to stay away from. Like the new hip hop is like I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't mess with the new hip hop. I kind of stopped with music altogether, except for like contemporary Christian. And even contemporary Christian is still kind of half the artists aren't Christians.
They're just trying to make money.
They just making money off of God. They're using God as like Jesus, boy. He would go in the studio and flip tables, just like he did in the temple.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Like you just got to be careful as to what you listen to and what the purpose of you listening to it is and everything. So,
But yeah, I know. Getting back on the topic of necromancy, I don't think you can communicate necessarily with the dead, but I do feel like sometimes they be reaching out to us. So what's that?
but okay, so sometimes they might be reaching out to us,
Does that
which could even be necromancy as well.
okay?
If they reach out to us and we acknowledge it, we are still communicating.
Okay.
So sometimes, like if you hear somebody call your name, and like they might say it in a way that like grandma used to say it, and so you turn around, or like you just like man, my grandma's talking to me, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a demon that's actually trying to get you to
Well, according to
accept them.
Christianity.
According to Christianity, yes.
Okay. Because some cultures are different than others, so and they don't necessarily believe it's a bad thing.
Right.
So there's a lot of cultures actually, besides Christianity and obviously I think Islam. I think they don't believe in that stuff either. But like the
Yes.
spirits of loved ones, come to us in dreams, and they'll be there, and you'll see an image of them, and I mean it could be that, or it could just be your mind just triggered by something that happened throughout the day, and you're thinking about that person, and you're remembering how they were with you and things they said to you, and something about whatever happened that day just kind of made you think of them.
Makes you think, yeah.
And then you visualize them in your sleep, in your dreams, So
That
I think
could
that
be.
happens too. I like the feeling sometimes of seeing people from my past in a good way, and then thinking about them in a good way. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's good to remember the people that you were around, that you love, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then to think about them being there still in a way, like they're still with you, because they were such a big part of your life. They're with your psyche, I
Yeah.
think that's okay to be that way. I don't like to consider that necromancy. Oh, you're communicating with the dead and this and that.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to talk to them. They called me.
They call,
They called me.
they call me. I
Shit,
need
they
to pay the
called
bill
me.
this month.
Collect at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here trying to sleep, and it's 3:00 in the morning. You called me.
So like, all right. So my I guess my concern with necromancy and the fact that necromancy was forbidden in the Bible, like Leviticus 19 and 26,
Old
Deuteronomy 18 and 10,
Old Testament,
Acts 19:19, New Testament, Galatians 5:19 through 20, all say that necromancy or witchcraft or talking to the dead, communicating with the dead is forbidden. So my question was necromancy forbidden by God or by man under the premise that it was something God did not like? Was it a rule or law directly from God?
because it's not a commandment.
It's right.
And who spoke about it though? Did Jesus ever speak about it?
No. I think Paul, when he wrote a letter to was it Paul? I think Acts was written by Paul. I don't remember. But when he wrote the letter, he put in there like, don't be doing this and don't be doing that, kind of stuff. I don't know where he got the thought from. Like, yo, this is bad. Because he saw Jesus in spirit.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know.
And then, so another question.
Because that confuses people.
It does. It does confuse people.
They can't talk to dead, but Jesus died and came back 3 days later, and he was talking to everybody. So what are we supposed to do? Just ignore him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they even like touched his hands and, like prove to me that you are. And he was like, do you not see the hole in my hands?
Bro.
And so, all right. So then,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
being that Jesus is God and that he spoke to and raised the dead, would that make him a necromancer or and defy his own forbidden rule if it was God's rule.
Man, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, bro?
3.
I don't know.
The owl already answered that.
Listen, I don't know. That's a good question though.
It is. I need
That's a
somebody
real
to answer that question.
Somebody answer that, because
Call in. No, I'm playing.
because what I know, call in. I don't know who you're gonna call, but it's not even live. But it's kind of no, but it's like, because you think about the hypocrisy. That's why I get frustrated with teachings. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure we got a good pastor out there that could really break it down to us, because I consider myself a layman when it comes to interpreting the Bible scriptures. So, but I'm pretty sure somebody like Zach or Dwayne could.
Yeah, probably even Kason.
Oh yeah, Kason for sure. Yeah, probably give us a good breakdown, explanation of why that is, or a good answer to the question at least.
Yeah. So we want to know what your thoughts are on necromancy, and let us know in the comments. And
Like,
be sure.
Do you feel like you can talk to spirits? That spirits can talk to you? That you have people from your past that may have passed away, loved ones, or whatnot? Maybe even an enemy that you see from time to time in a dream, or you think about and stuff like that. Do you feel like you still feel people's presence there? If you feel their presence, does it make you think of them? And does it you feel like they're there? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like I felt the breeze.
Right.
I tell you what, though, when it comes to spirits, people be seeing stuff at the old jail.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for sure, because somebody said they saw some stuff on the camera, which is creepy. They didn't even see it; they was on the camera. And it's like, oh my god, what's that? Oh yeah,
that's creepy.
Yeah, but anyway, so do you feel like it's an evil thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? What are your thoughts on it? What are your what's your interpretation of it? What if you're a Christian? And you feel like sometimes you do communicate with people from your past who have passed away. Let us know what your thoughts are on that, because we're interested in knowing. So leave a deal in the comments, and we'll revisit the subject again later on.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yep. So if you like this episode, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the like button. I don't know what happened right there to my voice.
Don't forget to hit the like,
button,
the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying?
And ring the bell for notifications for our next upcoming videos.
Yes, we're trying to do our thing here. You know what I'm saying? We want to know what's going on with y'all. We want you guys to give us some feedback. And
Word.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Love, peace, and chicken grease, man. No. We out.
See ya. Oh, my knee, help me, please.